Today, on How-Tos and Reviews with Booze, we'll be reviewing the top 5 tools you should own so that you too can be an informed consumer.
Whether you're a first-time homeowner, college student, or do-it-yourself hobbyist, you're probably going to need to invest some money in tools at some point. And today, we're going to be reviewing for you the top 5 tools you'll need to buy the next time you're at the hardware store, which will help you get done the majority of the jobs that you're going to be coming across. As always, we're going to be pairing today's review with a little bit of booze, and today I've selected Yuengling Lager. Yuengling is brewed at America's oldest brewery in Pottsville, PA, and basically can commonly be found in any refrigerator in Pennsylvania. And I chose Yuengling Lager today because it's just a great all-around beer that will always have a place in my refrigerator, just like these tools will always have a place in my garage. So when you go to the store, you're going to notice that there's a lot of different hammers that you can buy. There are roofing hammers, dead blow hammers, rubber mallets, ball peen hammers, sledgehammers, just to name a few. What you want to buy is just a plain old hammer. While all of these other tools certainly have their place and might be the perfect tool to get some job done, the vast majority of the time you're going to be able to get it done with just a normal hammer. Now you can certainly go with a slightly more budget option and get something that's a little bit cheaper, or you could spend a little bit more money, but in general you're not going to have to lay out too much in order to get yourself a good quality hammer that should pretty much last you for the rest of your life. The next thing you're going to need is some form of a screwdriver. The best bang for your buck is going to be a screwdriver like this. It's got a Phillips head and a flat head, and both a larger size and a smaller size built right into it. So if you're going for the budget option, that would be your best play. Obviously you could get a set that have varying sizes of Phillips heads. You could also get something like this, which is a ratcheting screwdriver. You can get replacement bits that you could put inside of there. And another benefit of getting something like this is that if you later upgrade to a drill, all of these bits will be interchangeable. Now, if you have the extra money to spend, I would absolutely recommend going full bore and getting a drill right away. Not only will you be able to drive screws with it, but you'll be able to drill holes into the wall, which then you can later screw screws into. So if you ever have intentions on wall mounting a TV, a picture frame, or anything else, definitely something that you would want to consider investing some money into, and certainly don't overlook an option that is corded instead of cordless, because I cannot tell you how many times the corded option has saved my bacon when the battery has gone down on my mean drill and I have neglected to charge the battery. The third tool you're going to need is a wrench. The best budget option overall would be just going with an adjustable crescent wrench. You can see here you can adjust exactly how big or small you want the opening to be. So it will fit standard, metric, basically anything that you can throw at it. The only problem with it is that because it's adjustable, when you put it around the bolt or a nut and you go to twist it, there is a greater likelihood that this will open up and it will put stress on the corners of the bolt or nut, which will cause it to strip and will make it a whole lot harder to get off. They also make flare nut wrenches, which is good for brake lines and things like that. And you can see that there's still a lot of points of contact, even though there's an opening right there, so you could slip it around something. You could get a full set right here. When you go with something like this, you're going to be left with the option of getting it in standard or metric, so bear that in mind when you do buy a set like that. Or you could buy a socket wrench with all of these different sockets right here, and you can just continue expanding the collection of what you have available to work with. The fourth tool you're going to want is a measuring tape. If you want to get carried away, you can certainly spend a lot of money on one of these laser measuring tapes. They are pretty accurate, but there's really nothing better than just a standard tape measuring tape. In this case, I got the Stanley Lever Lock to replace a Stanley Fat Max because it was a little bit cheaper, and I always regret making that decision. The lever lock actually pretty much failed after 6 months of owning it, so I can't really set the tape out and leave the measuring tape alone to make any measurements without it wanting to retract into the measuring tape. So that's a little bit of a problem. I would highly recommend the Stanley Fat Max series. The actual tape itself is really thick and strong, so if you have a razor blade, it actually has a little silver strip. I don't know what the metal is that covers it, but it is an edge guard so that you won't cut through it if you're making a cut with a razor blade next to whatever it is that you're measuring. So I would highly recommend the Fat Max, and I've never had any problems at all with this Bosch laser measuring tape. And the fifth tool that everybody should own is a set of pliers. Again, you're going to have a lot of options as far as pliers go. These are probably going to be the best bang for your buck overall. Just a standard set of pliers. You can also strip wire with the cutting tool right in there, or snip something harder like a wire fence or something along those lines. So definitely a good tool to own. Definitely don't overlook anything, just like a standard set of pliers. Needle nose pliers like these come in handy all the time to get something that's a little bit finer to grab that maybe that would not be able to. And again, these do have the cutting portion on the inside, so you can strip wires with that. You could go with the standard set of needle nose pliers. These are a little bit smaller than those, obviously, but does not have the cutting part. There's also channel locks right here, which you could set to different sizes to be able to grab different objects. But again, your best bet overall is going to be going with just a standard set of pliers or dikes, which you can also use to cut and strip wire. And as a bonus, I have a set of vice grips here. Now these will basically do what pliers or channel locks will do. However, when you close it, it actually locks up. So if you have a bolt or a nut that is being particularly troublesome for you, it can be really helpful to use one of these to clamp down on it and then use the leverage to break it free. They do make them in all sorts of sizes and shapes, even in the needle nose variation. So if you're feeling like picking up a bonus tool, that would definitely be the one that you want to get. So there's the top 5 tools that everyone should own. You've got a hammer, a drill or a screwdriver, crescent wrench, tape measure, set of pliers, and if you have a little bit of extra cash left over, pick up a set of vice grips. Thanks for checking out the channel and video, guys. Hit the like button if you like this video, hit subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content, and I'll see you guys next time on How To's and Reviews with Booze.